There was a season of my life where I didn't walk away from God, but I also didn't know how to move forward with Him. I had followed God, I had obeyed, and things still fell apart. And after that, I didn't lose my faith, I just lost my willingness to try again. I used to have an all or nothing type mindset when it came to my faith. I thought that if I couldn't have the highest of highs, those big moments, and the clarity that came along with it, that big sense of call, well, then I didn't want to be in the middle ground either. And when the highs disappeared, I didn't settle into something healthy. I often would just spiral. I would still believe. I still listened to worship music. I'd catch a podcast here and there. But other things began to fall off, like my prayer life. Church became inconsistent in my life, and other disciplines, they just kind of faded away. I was barely hanging on, not because I didn't love God, but because disappointment made movement feel dangerous to me. The thought that kept me stuck, it wasn't dramatic. It was simple. Too many things would have to line up for me to really succeed in my calling. It all felt impossible. I didn't trust myself anymore, and if I'm honest, I didn't fully trust God with the outcome either. Somewhere along the way, I started believing the lie that I had missed my chance. That's not a good feeling. Moving again didn't start with a big moment for me. It actually started with saying yes to something quite small. No guarantees, no clarity, just this quiet yes. I wasn't trying to rebuild everything. I was just trying not to run anymore. And so, honestly, it's funny to say honestly, my hope was modest. I wasn't asking God for passion or purpose. I just hoped that I could rekindle a mediocre relationship with Him. But instead of giving me what I had expected, God ended up leading me straight into something that I was actually actively avoiding. And that was this channel. I didn't want to use this channel as a platform, but this is, a way of stepping back into trust and obedience and vulnerability. And so these were the very things that I thought I had lost forever. And it's strange to look back now, but I always knew that God loved me. But what I didn't understand back then was how fiercely He was fighting for my life to move forward. Not passively. It was passionate. It was like a mother who throws herself in harm's way to protect her child. God wasn't waiting for me to try to figure it all out. He was actively fighting for my trajectory in the background, even when I was too tired to fight myself. And so the lie that I had to let go of was this, that I missed my chance. Disappointment doesn't disqualify you. Silence doesn't disqualify you. Struggle doesn't mean that God has moved on. If anything, it's often the place where He starts working differently. If you are afraid to move again, especially after a disappointment, I want you to know this. God will fight to the death for you. You have not missed Him, and you haven't missed your moment. Sometimes moving again doesn't look like courage. Sometimes it just looks like willingness to take a small step. If this message resonates with you, you are not alone. And this channel exists to help people break strongholds and walk forward in freedom, even when faith feels fragile. You don't have to sprint, just don't stop moving.